guys, welcome to my very first video for Black Desert Mobile. My name is Mike and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about my top 5 tips and tricks for new players and early game players alike. I hope you guys like this video. Let's get started. Okay, so for number 5, it will be to do your knowledge and your collections. Okay, so for your knowledge, this will increase by doing certain actions in the game. It's either by killing a boss or doing certain actions like talking to NPCs. This will give you rewards that vary for certain actions. So for killing a certain type of boss, sometimes it will give you HP or attack or even defense. So for HP and defense, this will help you increase your combat power. It is a little if you're just you're just starting the game, but don't neglect this. It's gonna pile up over time, which will help you reach the range that most players are at right now. So I'm currently at 3600 combat power. I just recently reached 3600. It took me around 3 weeks to get to this point, so hopefully I'll be able to reach the 4K range soon. Okay, so for collections, now you can check your collections by looking at the top right of your screen. Go to settings. It's not actually settings, it's like a burger icon, the 3 lines. Once you click on it, you'll be able to see my collections and just browse through it. Some of the rewards will be attack and defense. I personally go for those ones because they're a lot easier to start with, and they're the most useful ones since they increase your combat power. You can do some other parts of the collections if you need certain items or certain resources. For example, worker stats, you can also get them through there. If you have a surplus of items that you're not using, that's basically not useful anymore to you, or for example, it's just gonna be a bother if you're gonna sell them on the market. You can use those to complete certain collections and get the rewards. Okay, so for tip number 4, it will be to use your action points and stamina on something useful. There are quite a number of things that you can use your stamina on, and not all of them are very productive. Now, one of the most important things that I do every day using my action points or my stamina is by greeting my workers. Greeting my workers help increase their loyalty, so that if I send them on a gathering node, they won't refuse and they won't be lazy. If they do become lazy, you need to discipline them, and that costs around 2 to 3 action points. Sometimes it depends. Okay, so I do suggest not using your server chat for no reason at all, and the reason for that is because it consumes 3 action points each time you send a message through there. I do suggest using it if you're looking for a blood bond or even a guild if you don't have one, so please keep that in mind. Okay, so the main use for your action points should be to use it by leveling up your life skills. Leveling up your life skills give you better nodes to gather in your camp. So what I mean is by there will be a tab down below once you're inside your camp. It's gonna say gathering. If you're going to send your workers, send them on world gathering, and you'll be able to gather herbs or wood or even ores. So if you're leveling up your life skills, it's gonna give you better nodes to send your workers to. Currently I have the 16-hour node since I'm only at skill level 5 at the moment. I am still trying to increase my skill levels for my life skills so that I can gather faster and I can be a lot more efficient. Okay, so for tip number 3, it's to level up your Black Spirit and do Black Spirit quest. Now, your Black Spirit gives you bonus combat power every time he levels up, and at certain point, at a certain point, he will give you Black Spirit quests that you can do. It's gonna be by killing different monsters. He will give you certain rewards like boss rush tickets and ancient tablets. As an example, the very first time that you'll get a Black Spirit quest from him is around level 14, if I remember correctly. If you keep doing this every day, you can get more tickets and ancient tablets to get better rewards. Okay, so on a side note, on certain levels, your Black Spirit will give you options for convenience like auto hunting, auto gathering, auto fishing as well. So you can also activate Black Spirit mode. For example, you're going out and you don't want your character to just sit there and do nothing. You can go to a certain spot that you farm for mobs and just click on Black Spirit mode. It will send it within 5 seconds and it will run for about 3 hours up until it fills up your inventory limit, which is your inventory slot numbers and inventory weight. Okay, so for tip number 2, it's going to be do your daily tasks each day. So if you're a beginning player, you might not know this, but your daily tasks give you black pearls for certain actions that you do in game. Like for example, if you're gonna go to the arena, it's gonna give you 1 black pearl and a couple of silver. You don't necessarily need to win on the arena so that you can get those rewards. You just need to enter the arena and it will give you that 1 black pearl after you completed it. Now there are some certain milestones for the daily tasks each day. So at the 3 task marker, so if you completed like 3 tasks, it's gonna give you 5 black pearls for it as an extra, and the next will be for 6 tasks that you finish up. It's gonna be an extra 5 black pearls, and once you complete a total of 9 tasks in a single day, it's gonna give you a bonus 10 black pearls for that. So if you are doing all of the tasks each day, you can get up to like around 23 black pearls each day. That is in no way a small amount. You can use it for a lot of different things like buying accessories to upgrade your gear each day. So if you are just hoarding your black pearls, it will also help in increasing the amount. So please make sure you do your daily tasks. Okay, so for tip number 1, this is by far the most important tip that I can give you guys, and most people neglect this. I did too, like most players, and I do advise that you follow this tip really closely, because this is one of the most important things that you should not miss when you are playing Black Desert Online. And it's to upgrade your camp at max tier and hire as much worker as you can as soon as possible. The reason for this is because your camp is the best end game helper that you can get. I'll be talking about it on another video. It will be more in-depth than this one. So basically your camp will give you certain things in exchange for having it, and once a day your camp will give you silver. So if you're just starting out, it can give you bonus silver that you can use to buy potions if you are farming. Also, it can produce 1 black stone per hour in your refinery if you're a free-to-play player. It can also produce crystals and gears. So for crystals, it's made by crafting it on your alchemy lab. So make sure to upgrade your alchemy lab as well, so that you can get better crystals, better crystal chests. Also, for the gears, it's through the blacksmith, and at a certain level, you'll be able to craft epic gears, which is the yellow rarity ones. You'll be able to craft those and use them on your characters. Also, for example, you are at or nearly at the end game, like I am right now. If you have certain mythical gears that you want to use, but they have little slots, or they only have one slot on them, your blacksmith will allow you to craft a better gear or a better armor that has two slots on it. All you need to do is have the same type of gear, same rarity, three of them, and around 850 magical essence, and you'll be able to craft a two-slotted mythical gear. Okay, also you will be able to craft costumes for your character in your camp. It's found in the dye shop, so all you need to do is gather the necessary resources and you'll be able to craft those. By the way, as a pro tip, I was looking for the best part of the map, of your world map, where you can gather efficiently for resources, and the best place that I found is actually Trent Forest. So you'll be able to see Trent Forest in Southwest Calpheon once you reach that stage. Once you go to the Trent Forest, you don't need to worry about violent mobs whacking at you while you are gathering. Those mobs also interrupt the process of your gathering if they do give you a critical hit. So Trent Forest is by far the best node in the map that I found, where you can gather resources. You can gather a lot of wood, you can mine a lot, and there are a lot of areas filled with spots that you can forage as well. So for example, you are crafting your costume, your gear costume. You will need 280 breath of life for it, and the most specific way where you can gather breath of life is by foraging. So if you forage a lot, a rare resource that you'll be able to find is the breath of life. You need 280 of those, as I've said earlier, for your gear costume. And for your weapon costume, the rare resource that you also will need is the breath of creation. Now, breath of creation can be specifically gathered by mining, but for example, you just want to get like one of those two in random, wood cutting is the best way to go. So in Trent Forest, there's a lot of trees that you can use to gather those two rare resources as well. Please make sure that if you are going to auto gather in Trent Forest, you move away from the altar of memory, because it's an obstacle, and I've tried starting through there and I ran into a lot of obstacles. What I basically did once I got to Trent Forest is I went at the very, well, not exactly at the middle of the map. I went a couple of meters away from the altar of memory and I clicked on auto gathering there, and it basically gave me no headaches. So that is all for tip number 1.